Evening, all evening. Something a bit different tonight because I've got no co-host tonight. I don't know how I'm going to do this interview without a co-host. I really apologise for the attire that I'm wearing. I went over to Rusty's wardrobe and nicked his vest because it is rather hot today. So I've been out on a dig today on my own, just doing another little look around the field and got a couple of little bits. But anyway, that's enough about me. I don't need a co-host tonight, but I do need a guest. She's in the background. Let's bring her in. Hello.
Evening.
Are you ready to be grilled?
No, I'm not.
The shoe's on the other foot now, isn't it?
Don't like it. Don't like it.
No, you don't like it. Well, I've sent a list of any questions that Rob might want to answer, and he said that he'll put them in the chat.
Thanks, Rob.
It's all private and intrusive questions. You haven't got to worry about a thing. So let's just see who's popped into the chat. We got Paul from Mystery Digging Hampshire. Well done, mate. Scotty from Dirt Diggers UK. Philip Wilsh, Stu's Metal Detecting. Some hot chick. She digs at UK. I'll have to go and check her channel out.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Yes, I will do. I love checking out new people. Jackie Bludicus the text is in as well.
Evening,
Rob
Jackie.
Random's in.
Evening, Mr. Rob.
I have shared the hell out of this on so many. I don't know how many posts it's going to stay up on. You know, some people don't like spamming on groups, but bugger it. You know, I've got a good guest on tonight, and I'm bloody sharing the hell out of it. So,
thanks for that.
That's all right. I'm going to be thinking, who the hell is this bloody who she digs it? Let's go and check her out. So hopefully you might get some more subs.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Yeah. So for those in the chat that do know you and those that aren't watching this on a replay, who aren't subscribed, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
No, not really. Hi, everyone. My name's Rosanne, and I started a YouTube channel called She Digs It UK because I started metal detecting.
There you go. I keep forgetting. There you go. We're both in charge of the buttons still, aren't we? So you can't wait. You can't wait to get off big screen. And I do apologize to people watching. I know that you'll hear me constantly. But every now and then you'll see me freeze. And it's because I'm at the far end of the house to where the Wi-Fi is. Right. So how should we do this? Should we just share your stuff and you can talk us through?
If you like, yeah.
If you like. Right. Let's bring that in. Look at that. That is a super logo, isn't it? How many times have you changed your logo?
About 3 times.
What,
maybe
in the space
more.
of three separate days?
Maybe more. Well, it used to be She Digs It Happy Swinging.
Yeah.
And that name came about because of my friends sort of taking the mickey out of me going metal detecting. And, you know, you go swinging at the weekend. So that's how She Digs It Happy Swinging came about. Then a few people said it was a little bit too long, the name. So I shortened it to She Digs It UK.
Has your channel ever been, or your Facebook group been confused because of the initial name that it was?
Yeah, the Facebook group is still the same name.
Right.
And yeah, at the beginning, we were refusing easy 20 people a day. Easy. Just because they were thinking it was a swinging club.
It's a mistake that can be easily made, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, I know when I've done the thumbnails for our shows and everything, and then I get a message off you saying, yeah, that's great. You've just used the old logo. Oh, here we go. Go back into the thumbnail and try to sort it out again. But
yeah.
No,
I won't change it for a little bit.
The swingers, or as the other term is it doggers? Is that the ones that tend to try and join your group?
Just swingers. Just swingers.
swingers.
Yeah.
Right.
So I always have to check out to see what other groups they're in, and if they don't answer the questions, then they just get declined anyway.
So you've got on your Facebook group, you've actually got questions that need answering.
Yeah. So how do you swing? Low,
both
slow.
ways. Well, technically, that is. I swing to the left and the right.
And I think it might be what metal detector do you use? How long have you known? How long have you been doing the hobby? And agree to terms and conditions, which is just be nice to each other.
Yeah. All right, let's go through the photos then. So you're not just a metal detectorist, you've also been a bit of a biker chick in the past then?
Yeah, I used to be a member of a bike club, and we used to do rallies.
Where were you when I was single? We could have been on our bikes into the sunset together.
I was most probably married when you were single.
Oh dear. Good things, eh?
So they're two of my favourite bikes that I had.
I do like the Kawasaki GP-Z. And that one's a Yamaha, is it? That one? The red one?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think the GP-Z has always been a favourite of mine. I'm pretty sure. Isn't that what Tom Cruise used in the original Top Gun film?
I don't know. Is it?
I'm sure it was.
They're so easy to ride. It's a nice ride.
They're a cross between like a muscle bike and a crutch rocket, aren't they? You're not right down behind the fairing, but you're not laid back like an easy rider. They're just they're classed as what a tourist style bike, aren't they?
Yes. So the red one I toured all the way around Scotland on. I did 2,000 miles on that one when not long after I'd bought it, because I wanted to run it in quickly. So I decided to do all the coastline of the UK. But wow. I cut it a bit short on the west coast because the roads are really like back tracks.
Me dad's in. Evening, Dad.
Evening, Dad.
So you toured around the coast of the UK?
Yeah. So I did the south coast a few weeks sort of thing.
Yeah.
Stopping at B&Bs and stuff. And then as soon as you go up to Scotland, you can camp on the side of the road. You can camp wherever you want, really.
No, I take it this was before you had your son, yeah?
No, I had my son. He was with his dad for the time I was away.
So how long were you away at a time if you were like doing your trek around the coast?
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks away from the husband and the kid?
Yeah.
Listen. I'm only joking. If you're watching this, I do love my wife really. I love my boy and my girl as well. I really do. But, it's nice to have a bit of you time, isn't it?
But if he could do it, he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd get away for a couple of weeks.
I'm taking advantage of these weekenders, it's not very often I get the chance to do them. So these are some of your other bikes, are they?
Yeah, so obviously I started off with the little moped.
I don't class that as a moped, see. I class that as a scooter. What I would class as a moped is the old style ones where you actually had to pedal to fire it up.
Oh, yeah. So that's like
a little scooter, and I don't like riding them because the wheels are too small. You hit any uneven roads or potholes, and you got more chance of coming off.
Yeah, they are. I didn't like riding it, but you've got to start on something.
You do. Now, what's the one in the middle at the top?
I think that's an Intruder. Oh, it might be an Illuminator.
That's a nice easy rider. I like that.
Yeah, so that was the next bike I got. But I used to take my son to. That's the same bike, but it's just been resprayed and redesigned. It's a rubbish picture, really. I'm actually pointing at the screen. I used to take my son to school on the back of the moped.
I bet he loved that. Be like one of the
You
cool
did?
kids riding up at school, you know, like and getting off it. Oh, your mum's got a bike. Whoa. I loved it when my granddad used to come over and visit me as a kid, and he used to literally take me around the car park of the estate on the back of his little bike. Well, it wasn't a bike; it was actually quite a big one for him. But he used to like strap the helmet on me, and we used to ride around in the thing, and I loved it. And that's what inspired my love of bikes. Me nan had one, my granddad had one, my dad had one, a little putt for he come off a couple of times. But no, they are one of my main loves. The
Yeah,
yellow one at the bottom, is that a CBR 600?
yeah, it is. I actually rode that bike before I passed my test,
Ooh, rebel.
and I fell off it at a junction.
What, it was your
'Cause
bike?
no, it wasn't my bike. I borrowed it. And I thought I had it in first gear, and I didn't. I had it in second gear. And as I pulled away from the junction, it stalled, and I literally just went, doof.
Oops.
But it
Well,
wasn't damaged.
we've
It
all
was
come
fine.
off a bike at some point.
Yeah,
Now
I've come off
explain
more
this
than
one
once.
then.
So that's the tour around Scotland. So I did
Right.
that in 2009, 2,000 miles. Rode my bike round the coast of Scotland.
Well, somebody's got to go to Scotland, I suppose. No offense to anybody who's in the chat is from Scotland. It's just a long
I'm
way to go. It's a long way to go.
Jason, I'm from Scotland.
Yeah, but you don't sound it, do you? I know your parents are quite fluent in Scottish accent, but you're not, are you?
Well,
Now
I
explain
listened
this one,
when I
because
was a
Rob
kid.
Random will love this one. He loves seeing a bit of skin, does Rob?
So I also love fishing. I haven't usually go abroad. I haven't been fishing in ages, actually, years. But this was when I went to Thailand fishing, and
Right.
Siamese carp is one of my favourite carps.
Is that a little one, or is that a fully grown one?
Oh, they grow bigger than that. Yeah. So, but that is quite a big one. I think the record's about 340 pounds. I'm not sure.
Whoa. So what
Scott,
inspired you to
hang on.
have, what's that?
Glen full of midges. Yes, was full of midges. And when you're on a motorbike and they're attracted to heat, oh, you can't get your tent up quick enough.
Feel free
Midges
to
are
highlight
horrible
anything
things.
you see in the chat, because you remember you have got moderation access. So what attracted to you in is the hobby of fishing?
It's really relaxing. So my ex-husband used to fish. I dabbled with fishing when I was a child, but nothing properly. And yeah, me and my ex-husband used to go on fishing holidays.
I've tried it. I don't see the attraction.
Oh,
It's just.
you've never caught a big fish then. Big fish fight, and you can, especially when you're, in somewhere like Thailand and you've got big monster fish, and you can be reeling in a fish for a good half hour, 40 minutes. The power of the fight. It's,
That long?
yeah, these
Jesus.
big monsters take ages to get in.
No wonder you've got arms like Popeye.
The the lake has been shut off because I think it's a Mekong catfish can swim forwards and backwards, and they take forever to tire out because they just don't give up, and the lake has been sort of shut off for about 2.5 hours because it was swimming up and down everybody else's pegs, so everyone had to get their lines in.
That does look a massive fish, and I suppose if you've got something stuck in your mouth and you're being tried to pulled in out of your habitat, you'd be fighting like hell forever to try and stay alive, wouldn't you?
Yes.
But no, that is a big chunky. I do like the colour of the scales on that. It's something.
Yeah, they
different.
are beautiful. They are beautiful.
And now, who's that next to you?
He's just one of the fishing guides.
Ah, right.
Very nice young man he was too.
Oh, young man. Now, that, I'd say, well, I was just about to say, is that a catfish? Now it is in on the screen. So yeah, it is a catfish.
Yeah, so they're the Amazon red tails. They have like a skull. So just on the pretty much on his where you imagine his forehead to be, it's
Yeah.
rock hard like a skull. So it's like a big bone plate. And they kind of make a grunting noise when they're out of the water. But that's quite a big one.
Right. Now that's took me head round. He's got a bit of a snout on him, that one, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a sturgeon.
A sturgeon.
That's just a baby one. But their
So
skin.
that is the one where the nose gets like a swordfish.
Yeah, they jump out the water.
Yeah.
They don't get a swordfish nose, but they have a pointy nose anyway. But they literally jump out the water when you're reeling them in. They try and flick that hook by launching. You know, they're good fun.
So who's that holding the fish then?
That's a very young me.
Very young you. Never.
I don't know what year that was actually, but yeah, that was in France, south of France.
Just highlight some of the chat because that's what we like to do. We like to interact with the chat on this show. Oh no! Look at the pattern on that.
So that's a tiger striped catfish. Tiger catfish. I'm not 100% sure on the name of it, but it's a pretty fish, and that's a baby.
And what size do they grow up to?
Massive.
Massive. There you go. You heard it here first off our resident fish expert. They get up to grow massive.
I've never caught a big one.
One of your many hairstyles there as well.
Yeah. Now I don't, because I have a fear of water. I'm standing in the lake, and there's alligator gar fish in there, which basically have a nose like an alligator with teeth like an alligator, and that I wouldn't stand in the lake now. I don't know why. I think I've seen so many of the alligator cars come out that now I know what's in there. I wouldn't stand in the lake anymore.
Is it because you can't see into the water or see what's underneath the surface?
At that time, you could see in the water. It was really clear. Yeah. The time when I had blonde hair, that was our second visit, and they were extending the lake, so they were basically making it twice as big. And we got a free holiday just because they wanted to still feed the fish, really, while the lake was being dug. So
Glenn said, how old were you then?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Or you won't tell.
No. It's got to be about 10 years ago.
Whoa. Now please tell me that one is not as wide as it is tall.
No, they're not. They're quite a flat fish, but they do have teeth like a human.
Oh, right.
It's a pacu, I think they're called. Pacu. Yeah, and they have teeth like humans.
So what sort of thing, now you probably won't know this, but what sort of would their diet be? If they've got teeth like a human, what would they be eating?
Are they vegetation? Pacus do.
Except for when they come and land, and then they might have a steak or a burger. Rob, there you go. Get a quick screenshot of that, Rob. I will be removing it now. Now, I've seen that hat. Have you worn that hat in some of your detecting videos?
No, that's a fishing
or something
hat.
Similar.
Oh, yeah, I have a similar one. But it's like the grey camo, the similar one I've got. That's just a...
So what are we looking at there then?
So that's your typical common French carp. I can't remember the weight of that, but it would be nearly 30 pounds, I would say.
Struggle to get in?
Good fight, yeah.
How long do you reckon?
They get big. The bigger the carp gets, the lazier it gets, especially in the French waters.
Right.
Because I think it might be because the waters are a little bit colder.
Right.
So I don't know, 20 minutes.
I could think of better things to do in 20 minutes. Oh, sorry. Right. So we are on to now some of your detecting things. So
I
this is
know.
down as your first ever find. I should have done this with mine, but I know where mine is because I found it when I was out with my dad, and it's before I even started doing YouTube things. So I really should dig out that and label that up as my first ever find. So tell us
Yeah.
about this then.
So this was so when I started metal detecting, it was I discovered it during lockdown, watching YouTube, and I discovered it. Then I discovered an old school friend had a actual metal detecting group. So I went on a group dig with him. I had a simplex, and yeah, that was my very, very first find. And I was thrilled to bits. So it's a livery button.
Livery, yeah. Some people say livery. I say livery, but
So yeah, they use. I don't. I have tried to ID this button. So if anyone actually can get
is
an
that
ID for me,
because to me that looks? Does it look like an arm
yes. So to me, it looks like a crown with an arm coming out of it,
and
holding
possibly
like
a
an
spear
axe. See, I
or
see that
something?
as an axe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I can
there.
just see, yeah.
So I would say it would be one of the farm workers. That's what I would
And
think.
I'll take it you still got that in Pride in Place of you being your
I've got
first
it in my button box.
in your button box.
So that
Cool.
was before I'd even started doing YouTube.
So I'd like to know from people in the chat how many people actually have kept their first find or remember what their first find is, because that
See,
is
I haven't been doing it very long, so if I
no.
hadn't done this,
Yeah,
then yeah.
I know what my first coin was, but I know what my first find was because I was actually on the Maplin special when I first had a go at doing it. So let's
Evening AAP.
see that. To me, that looks like it's off a plow,
Yeah. So
and
I was digging a lot of trash with my simplex.
as you do,
Yeah. Because I was learning the machine, and oh, it seems like a lifetime ago that I was using my simplex, but is it '04 you shouldn't dig?
you can get gold on a one on the simplex if it's like razor thin because of the
Is it
kind that
-4 then? I can't
they
remember.
don't do a minus on it though, do they, on the
Oh, so
simplex?
maybe it must be '04 then.
But
And
you got to dig them. You got to dig
oh,
them.
I was digging everything, just learning the machine. I was digging everything, and even now, with my Equinox, I dig everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've got mine is like a because but if I go on to that there, so obviously you would have a pin going through that which holds it onto the front end of the plow through there, and then when this gets damaged or chipped, what they'll do is they'll knock the pin out and they'll take this whole thing off, put a new one on, and they'll bang the pin back in through, and then they've got a fully functioning plow for turning over the soil. And like Rob said, iron is good, some amazing stuff made about it, and that's it.
Yeah,
If you're one of
exactly.
these that you're willing to do the digging, because like some of the old swords are going to be iron, aren't they? So that
Oh
if you don't
no,
dig
could you
them, you're not.
imagine? Oh,
I ain't digging that one. It could be anything amazing if you don't dig it.
I think some people who are like very experienced do get a bit complacent, and
Yeah,
that's why I think a lot of new people find hoards because it's a bigger signal.
yeah.
Hoards which are in a container.
Now I like finding stuff like this because
I
I know
like.
a shoe horseshoe, because it's near enough a whole ring, it gives off a bloody good signal around three sides of it. It might be a bit
Mhm.
scratchy on the other side, but it's metal. Being me, working with metal, you get that cleaned off. You could hopefully turn that into something arty farty with it. But I do like find that I won't throw anything away if I dig anything like that up.
Yeah, I give the tools to a friend of mine. I know, hedge fodder. I give the tools to a friend of mine. He cleans them all up. Horseshoes. I like to keep the horseshoes. A lot of people do just throw them away, but I like to keep the horseshoes.
I actually use the horseshoes as a marker. If I'm in a field that's been harvested and I'm doing lines, when I've come to the end of the session, if I found a horseshoe, I always leave it hung up on a fence post or in the hedge where I can see it, so I know where I'm going back to the next time, and always leave it that way up to keep the luck in it.
Yeah, so they
So
say.
they do. Don't. It's not so much as head fodder, but if you do use those, you can go back to where you were last time.
Anyway, one man's trash is another man's treasure, so
Ooh,
it
what we
doesn't
got
matter.
here?
That's all the trash I find with my
It is.
simplex. So nails and bolts, and I don't know. I don't know. You know, there'll be stuff there. Someone will say, "Oh, that was well, it's in the bin now."
That looks like it could be. Rob would say it's not, but you never know. It could be an original Jesus nail. He reckons he's got the original Jesus nails, but that could well be one.
I reckon you might be right.
That there,
Part
that
of a
looks like
chastity belt.
it could. That looks like that could be. Yeah, you'd have the padlock part coming through there, wouldn't you? And it looks like it's hinged, maybe. So where has all this stuff gone? Have you still got it in a tub at home, ready to weigh in, or chucked in the
No,
hedge?
no. Yeah, chucked in the hedge. I didn't know it wasn't chucked in the hedge. That's my front doorstep. Yeah, it was. I didn't know about weighing in your stuff. So when I first started metal detecting, I just threw it away.
That's it. I've still got stuff now, and just like carting around about 2 kilos of scrap in my boot. I know I shouldn't, with it's extra weight in the car, but I've got to sort it out, and then at the end of the year, I'll get around to weighing it in. Right. So that's more stuff. There's this more stuff with the simplex.
More trash, yeah, with simplex, yeah. I did get fed up digging up rubbish with the simplex, but I did dig up good stuff as well. And it's not all about the metal that you find. It's I love my little antler.
Was that a surface find, or was it
That
something you
was
uncovered
no, it was
when
a
you were
surface
trying?
find. Yeah, surface find. I have every intention of mounting it on a piece of flat wood and using it for jewellery.
Yeah, because you could put your rings on there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And you could hang your necklace off the top bit as well.
Yeah.
Now that there, that looks like that could be part of a blade or a small, like, carving knife.
It's massive.
It is massive, and you carried that back to the car.
That's it at my house. That's like a day's digging for me. That's the sort of rubbish I would find. You've got a couple of buttons in there which I would put in my button box,
That looks like a
but
coin.
possibly
Lead.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
My permission is full of trash. So this is a
Well,
bit
you
more
get rid of
trash.
the trash, and hopefully the best stuff will start coming through afterwards.
Yeah, well, there's 15 years of green waste on there.
Oh,
All these little bits of leady stuff, and that's what you find on my.
but isn't finding lead a sign of activity?
Oh, there is yeah. I went to an organised dig, the farm next to my permission, and they were pulling up Romans and everything. It's just my permission's full of green waste.
And that's the next
So
field over.
yeah, yeah. There's old medieval castles, and there's doomsday
So
write-ins
there's
about
bound
the
to be something
area.
on yours then. You just
Yeah, 100%.
got to clear this crap. Now I like a good button if it's got something on it. I really do like that.
Yeah, some lovely buttons. I like buttons.
So were you able to identify any of these?
No, I think the one in the middle was Postmaster's
Right.
button, I think. The others, I don't know. They're just pretty buttons.
Oh, I like that one. That is nice.
And that was just a dig where literally all I found was buttons and a one cruddy coin.
I've got a field
But
I call button field because that's all I did, but they weren't nowhere near as that. They were those. It was like the standard 4-hole button. It's pretty much all I've been doing is picking them up.
and I think that was around about the time of my last dig with the Simplex,
Right.
because I decided to buy the Equinox 800 because I just had a feeling it wasn't going as deep as other detectors were. You know, these were all quite shallow.
The simplex is deep. Believe me, I've dug deep holes where I've had my arm in up to my shoulder, trying to get it, and I
Yeah,
still had to give up. It depends on how
I
big the
think
target is, I suppose.
it was most probably in the sidewall, Jace. That's why you gave up.
Rob said that the one button could be for a warden.
Warden, possibly. Um, I do tend to make something with all my buttons. See, there's another couple of lovely buttons and a nice silver cufflink.
That's a nice one. That's a flower on the front of that, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, so the next picture shows you what that is and tells you what
Right.
that is.
I like that one with the stag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very
And
nice,
that's
isn't it?
I always get because I've had a couple of buttons with these on the bottom, and I never know whether that's supposed to be a piece of rope or whether it's supposed to be showing like a turned over ploughed field
Yeah,
sort
I
of
don't
view.
know. Hmm.
1757,
Yeah.
and
Captain's
that one
dress
was that one
cufflink.
found with the simplex, or was that with the
Um,
Knox?
I think it was a Simplex.
How much silver did you find with the simplex?
Um, I can't remember if I found coins with the Simplex because I only had the
So,
Simplex for maybe 5 months.
so 5 months
Um,
before you made the jump to a Knox, then.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mine was 12 months.
I decided quite quickly I wanted to upgrade.
See, I was quite
Um,
happy once I got the feel of the simplex, and I actually got quite tuned in with it. And sometimes I'd be able to call what it was going to be before I got it out of the ground. And
yeah, so
once you
I kind
move,
of I kind of bought the Simplex to see if I would enjoy the hobby.
right,
Um, and then I quite quickly sort of got hooked and thought,
as
yeah,
you
I'm going to
do.
upgrade. Yeah.
Now, is that's gold gilding? Is it? Gotta be
Yeah, so that's what that button should really look like.
right.
So on my permission, I think they had um, prisoner of war camp.
All right.
I know that the RAF isn't far away, and obviously Canada came over and helped us out, so it makes sense, you know.
Yeah. So that would be what, Royal Canadian Air Force, maybe?
Y-
Yeah. Sorry,
Yep,
it's written there, isn't it? I'm looking at the picture, not the writing. I am sorry.
yep, that's all right.
Now that one looks like that's got
An
an anchor on
anchor,
it. Yeah.
yeah. I
Maybe
didn't
Kev
manage
would
to
know that.
ID it.
You didn't.
No, I looked at so many because when you're IDing buttons, they have to be exact, you
Yeah.
know. And there's so many anchor buttons out there. So yeah, I didn't find one which was exact match.
That looks like a hammered in the middle.
Yeah. So this was a dig where a group dig again, and that's where I found my very first hammered coin.
And that That was with the knocks, yeah?
Yeah, that was with the knocks.
Do you remember what numbers it was ringing up at?
Very jumpy numbers. It'll be on. I'm sure. I'm trying to think if I even made a video of that dig.
Because I know the second hammer that I got with my knocks was come up as a 14 because it was that Edward.
Mhm.
But the first one, the knocks, was about a 25, and that was that Charles the First, I think it was. That big stonker.
I haven't got any big ones yet.
Oh, you'll know about it when you go over it.
Yeah,
And
I
that is
have.
the hammer there, is it?
That is the hammer there, James the
Oh, and it
First.
looks like it's been nailed to a post, doesn't it? Or
Yeah,
a door.
made into jewelry. Who knows? But it's very, very worn. It would have had on the left would have been like a thistle.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. Looks like it's
Yeah,
upside down, maybe.
or pineapple-y sort of look, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
So that's my second hammy coin.
They're quite small, aren't they? Because my first one came up. I thought it was a 20p piece to start with because it was about the same size because it had been so clipped.
Yeah, I videoed this one. It's when I went out with Paul on our Plan B fields, and yeah, I dug this because I hadn't dug anything after walking away from the car. So I'd been detecting all the way from the car, maybe 20 minutes, half hour. And the signal, it sounded good, but the numbers were so erratic all over the place. So it was literally jumping from maybe 15 to 23. And in every direction, it was just all over the place. So I only dug it because I hadn't dug anything.
Do you and Paul share permissions, or do you have one
No,
of your own and he has one of his own?
I have one of my own, but we have there's a farm not far away from where we both live, who you can go. They have a map all set up for you for where their fields are. You pay, there's a little signing in book. You sign in, pay the landowner a tenner, and go and detect.
Oh, right. I know that one of the farmers around my area was. I didn't know whether he was joking about charging a tenner, and the first time I went on it, it was just so much crap on there. I thought, well, he ain't come out for the money, and I ain't going to hand him the money after what's been on here anyway. So that one, I do like a bun head. I do love a Vicky bun head.
I like anything that's silver. It comes out the ground so clean looking.
Unless it's been in there a long time and it comes out with that like black on it. But
Yeah.
I don't polish it up. If it comes out black, I don't polish it. That's how it came out of the ground, and basically that's basically history to me. And why would you want to clean it up?
I think I do clean them up a bit. I don't get all special brushes and everything to it. I just use a bit of pink stuff most probably. But I've been told it stops it sort of decaying more. You put a bit of wax on it, that should do it.
Because I know that if you find anything that you suspect is silver in the field, and they say if you do the spit in the foil technique and it smells of rotten eggs, you know it's silver. But apparently the combination of your saliva and the foil can actually harm the coin rather than.
Yeah.
That's a tip for you. If you think it's silver, yeah, by all means try that. But apparently the combination of the foil and the saliva, it actually damages the coin. Oh, bullet. Oh.
So I haven't had lots of finds, and I haven't had lots of hours detecting like some people, but I have had like quite good finds.
You want to bet me?
No. Some people like to say, "Oh, I've been detecting for so many hours rather than so many years."
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't put in the hours. I'm sort of like I'm my son's carer, so sometimes I can only do half a day, you know, and I'm happy if I find one coin or a button or anything. I'm just happy being out in the field, in the fresh air, having a chat with everybody because I talk to everybody.
I have noticed that on some of your videos. You even make content for your own video if you're out on a dig by showing what other
Other
people do.
people's, yeah,
And it's these sort of people that may not have a YouTube channel. And there are certain channels out there that have literally built their channel up on actually just doing nothing but showing other people's finds and all that. But whereas you do your own detecting, you show your own finds as well, and then you do share what other people have found on the dig, it's the only way that sort of like can get out, and so
I
people
love
can see.
seeing.
I don't mind
I,
doing that, but the only time I'm out with anybody in particular is when I'm out with my family, and so I will show some of their stuff on it, but I do try to make it about mine. But
yeah.
if they haven't got a channel, they can't get out
Oh,
what's been uncovered. Oh dear. Mods.
sorry, I've blocked them, I think. Oh, an error occurred. Don't know. Maybe someone's already got it.
I'm going to put them in the timeout. It's the same one that appeared on somebody else's. And that's the first one I've had on one of the interview shows. So apologies for anybody that are new to the channel coming in or watching this on a replay. So yeah, you're like me in that sort of aspect where you don't find a lot of great stuff, but you find one coin on you, like you say, your half a day's detecting sort of like makes the day. And it's like me, I pretty much resigned to the fact that I will probably have one great find per field. And
if I'm lucky.
yeah.
I've been on digs and found absolutely nothing. But then the majority of people have found absolutely nothing. So I don't feel so bad. And when I bump into people, the first thing I usually say is, "Oh, you had any luck yet?" You know?
Yeah.
So, and then if they pull out some nice stuff, I then say, "Oh, you don't mind if I video this, do you? Because they're lovely or whatever, And that's what I do.
I find it if you got loads of good stuff on your field, it's like Stu said, it can take the special moment away a little bit if you're just constantly finding great stuff all the time. Don't make you appreciate it. But when you digging up, your crap and your stuff like that, and you've come up with like a coin like that, it just makes all that half a day digging up crap worth it to get something like that.
Yeah, see, because I'm so new to metal detecting, I was like, "Oh, it's another worn coin. Oh, what age is that?" Do you know, I was, and then it wasn't until later on you're like, "Oh, I've got one of those." When people are like, "Well, I've not had a bull's head," and I'm like, "Oh, I've got
I
one
had
of
to wait
those."
for mine. I was so chuffed when I had it as well. King George VI. Now, is that 50%?
Um,
1942. That's probably a
Possibly,
50%, isn't it?
yeah, possibly, but it's a Scottish shilling, so that's
Oh.
what I was like. Wow, okay. And there's just on the back. It's not a great picture of the back side of it, but there's a little thistle and another shield. So yeah, and that
These ones,
just
these were actually used as a 10 pence piece, weren't they? Before they got
were
rid of them.
they?
I'm sure of it. Somebody
I
correct me
don't
if I'm
know.
wrong, but when I was at school, you'd have that 2 shillings was basically equivalent of 10p. I'm sure of it.
I think it might have been equivalent to 10p, but I don't know if they actually use them.
Yeah, I remember using the coins with those on it. Unless there you go, Scott said yes.
Oh, there
Google
you
it.
go. There you go.
It's what stood out is the fact that it had the rose in the middle, and it was just one of those ones that it just always stuck in your head. You knew that you had 10p when you had that. So, see, I do know something.
See, well, I found that was actually on my permission through all the trash,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was just such a big, loud signal. Yeah, you couldn't miss it.
No, because they before they reduced the size of it, they were quite a chunky coin.
Mm.
Oh, look at that. I would have been able to say that was my nemesis. but not anymore. And I'll tell you
Do you
what, I
know?
think it's.
Do you know if you've got a 1 penny or a 2 penny? A cartwheel one
I
penny or
think
two
it's a. I
penny?
think it's a 1 penny. I know apparently the 2p is slightly bigger, isn't it?
It's heavier.
Again,
Yeah, it's twice as heavy.
yeah. So I think mine. And I didn't know about a 2 penny cartwheel until a couple of months back. So it was always a cartwheel. I had to get a cartwheel.
Yeah, I didn't know about a 2 penny until I found a 1 penny.
So I've now put two cartwheel 2 penny. That's gone on my bucket list now because over the course of I think I've been at 3 or 4 times this week, and I've had some good stuff that is on my bucket list, and so I've managed to tick them off. So keep an eye out for those videos. I think one will be going up tomorrow. See, now I just love finding coins like this. If I go all day and I can only find 1 or 2 of these coins, I just love finding the coins on it.
Yeah, I love finding pennies. Especially, a nice dark green
But
with
if
good
you notice,
detail.
right, when you dig them at the ground and they got that nice green patina on, they're really nice and glimmer on them, don't they? The moment you get them home, and then you're doing a bit of sometimes you haven't even got a chance to clean them up if you've done them the following day. That sheen is just gone like a dull color, and they don't look as good as they do when they first come out the ground. Rusty said, "Yeah, mine are 2p cartwheels. Yeah, if he was on the chat now, I'd bump him off." And that's obviously the other side. I do love finding a ship halfpenny.
I love a ship halfpenny. So this is just more pennies. It's not the other side of the other ones.
And that's another thing I do like finding in videos is somebody
like an imprint.
Yeah, because you know it's out of that hole. Then not everybody gets the chance to do a live dig and reveal of everything they find. But if you do a live dig and you reveal the stuff, it's actually quite good. But if it's one where you've got the tone, you dug it, you flip it over, and you got the imprint, at least you know that's come out of that hole.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah. I wouldn't plant anything. I don't see the point.
Particularly not an old penny like a Vicky penny, would you? No.
I don't see the point. I document what I find and my day out. That's literally what I do.
Now we're on to the Romans.
Roman coins, yeah. So I've only put a couple of Romans. I think I've got about 13. I've got 13 Romans which have things on them. And then I've got a handful which are quite cruddy. And
were you able to identify them?
At the time, I'm sure people did, but I can't remember now.
Oh, Jesus. Block user. Somebody's already done it. Has anybody managed that one? Cheers, Philip.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah, and I find another thing with Roman coins is that even though with the Spink book, to me it's like the one side of it, like the if I go onto that screen, that side there. So you got that would be your emperor.
Yeah.
This side, I always think that it's depicting some sort of a story, and it's there when you're looking for a Spink book. Some of the stuff can vary slightly, and it may be that it's just that particular type of coin has not been put in the Spink book, which is why sometimes it's always worth updating to the latest because new stuff would have come out.
Yeah, very true. I found early on that it's best not, because early on I was like, oh, what do you clean your coins in? And some people were saying vinegar, lemon juice. Anyway, I found early on that you don't do any of that. Just a bit of water, brush it off gently, bit of wax, leave it alone, basically.
Even a foreign chap at Detectable said a wooden toothpick very gently just to get any of the stuff that's stuck on, but nothing other than that, apart from the wood. And apparently another good thing to use is it deionized water, is it? Rather than water at the tap.
So it hasn't got any of the chlorine and chemicals in. Yeah.
Unicorn tears is best. Right. If you find one,
Okay.
Rob, bottle it up for me, mate. I'll buy it off you.
It's another quite.
See there, see that looks like it's depicting some sort of a story. Now Rob would probably say that looks like an alien carting
With a
away a small
child.
child. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these. I will have this written down what they are somewhere, but
And
it's a
that's a
little
minim.
Roman.
The
They're
minims, they're
so
tiny, aren't they?
tiny.
They're
So
like about the
tiny.
size of your thumbnail, if that sometimes.
Yeah, literally. I thought it was like a stone, and I was like, how could a stone be magnetic? Be
Conductive.
conductive. Yeah. Because it does really seem like a bit of a stone. I was just gonna try and see if I could find it. It's tiny, but I've got a couple of tiny ones which you haven't got pictures of. See how tiny that is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, you can see your thumb there. So basically, that would be smaller than your nail.
Yeah, it's tiny, tiny.
Then we got. Oh, I do like bag seals.
Yeah, I like
And
bag seals too.
that one at the top there, that is better than the two of mine that I've got combined, because you can see the writing on it, a little bit of detail. The two that I've got pretty much worn down with next to nothing on it. But I do love a bag seal.
Yeah, there is a group on Facebook which will ID all your bag seals.
So what do they? Bag seal. Excuse me. Or
Or
bale
bale.
seals.
Yeah. So
What, as
basically
in
goods.
straw bales?
Straw bales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which are shipped here, there and everywhere from different farms, Yeah. Now this, oh wow. I gridded that area, something chronic, hoping I could find a half sovereign. So this is a half sovereign weight, a half gold sovereign weight. So I tried to find the gold sovereign to go with it.
So that's how they would have do the gold, make the gold sovereign weight. So what that is, what the template or the
weight. That is a weight, half a gold sovereign weight. So it will weigh 2.13.
So that's one way of checking for a counterfeit if people were like trading in with a. Oh wow, that is something special. That.
Yeah.
Rob's bit behind, mate. We're about 2 years. We said that, but well done.
Yeah, so I really did grid the area looking for a sovereign.
Have you still got access to that field?
And that was on a group dig.
Ah, so somebody else might have had that on another dig then.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Royal Mint, 1821.
Wow. So that's the actual one that you found, and that's one that it should have looked like, or is that it blown up?
That's it. And I've
Cleaned
literally cleaned it up. Yeah, I wish I hadn't, but it is what it is.
See the you get the little bit of the white around. It does bring out the detail a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, now what have we got here?
So when I first found that, if you look at the glove hand, everyone was like, "Oh, it's a little spear." But then I took it home, cleaned it off a bit, and it's actually a spoon handle. That's the maker's marks on it. Spoon mold makers.
Excuse me. That looks like possible pop mend.
No, it's bag seal. The one above it's a bag seal. So they're the three bag seals. The other one that looks like a bit of a jigsaw piece, that actually had US written on it.
Right.
So I don't know if it was like barley or something getting bagged up to go to the US.
What would that one be?
That's a little bullet.
Is it?
Yeah. Found loads of those.
It just looks like this part here is. It looks like it's a lot wider than the tip.
Yeah, it's a little bullet of some sort.
A Roman lead loom weight. No, I've never found one of these, so I'm not going to quite put it on my bucket list. But I take it that there would be iron.
Yes.
So that would have given a bit of a scratchy signal.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's quite a big bit of lead, and I like I say, I dig everything. If it sounds good, I'm going to dig it. If it's got a little bit of a scratch, I'll still dig it. I need to find out what it is. I'm curious.
See, I wish I could be like that. I'll dig all the low numbers if it's a clean signal.
But it might be right next to iron, mightn't it?
I know. And I think what I might have to do is just literally do one of these where I will dig scratchy signals. Maybe do a video on it just to see what it is that comes up.
Mm.
Now I do like a watch winder, and that is beautiful.
Yeah, that is one of my nicer ones.
Absolutely stunning, that is.
I've got one which there's another watch winder up there. It looked like it's got like a pig on it.
Right.
The kind of, if you see.
Up there.
There. Yeah.
Oh, there's the little teats.
Yep.
That looks like the back leg there. And looks like he's got his head down sniffing at truffles. Now I don't mind finding these. If it is a shame when it does come up like that, and that is mainly because obviously if you've got animals that are on the land all the time, their urine and their solid waste just soaks into the ground and corrodes them.
I was told the top one was Roman, whether it was or not. Huh? Yeah, there. The top one up there, I was told was Roman. So this, no, that's a that's a lighter. That's a Zippo lighter. So all of this is off my permission.
Yeah. You got yourself a nice silver thimble there, which is good.
I was going to say, apart from the silver thimble.
And nice cap badge.
Yep. So yeah.
All of these are like your little bag seals.
Bag seals.
And then you've got obviously your musket shots and pistol shots. Keys. I'd love to find a decent old key.
Yeah, that's like the old wardrobe keys, isn't it?
That's the little
anchor button even. Yeah.
I think this may be the last one. I'm not sure. But you got your box of
buttons.
Would you
mainly
call that tat or
buttons? No, it's buttons. So I do tend to, when I've got enough buttons, to make some coasters with some resin, put them in a nice little coaster mold, and so that's what I plan on doing when I've got enough. And with my old coins, I'm going to make a wind chime to annoy the neighbours.
Yeah, because you love your neighbours, don't you?
Yeah, there's only one who's an asshole. There's my 2 complete thimbles. The silver one's really pretty, isn't it?
It is, really is. You can see those faint lines going up, and then I take it the little dimples in there. They're to catch the needles coming through, isn't it? Stop it from sliding off, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice down there.
Yeah, so
you've shown that before, haven't you? Is that lead?
Yeah. No, it's like, I don't know what it's like.
Hi, Robert.
It's cheap metal.
Wind chimes.
I don't know what they're made of.
That looks like that's a car.
Yes, yes. So that was an old sort of speedy car thing,
Yeah,
made in England.
that would possibly Dinky. Looking at the shape of the car, would have been around about the Dinky sort of age, if not earlier. And everybody gets one of those. Yes. That one.
So
Nice.
that's the cat badge.
Yeah.
That's what it would look like if it was any good.
Oh, Jesus. Bear
There
with
you
me a
go.
minute. I've got to knock at the door.
His wife's warning him that she's coming in with COVID. Let me have a look.
I'm live and I get a tap on the window. Can you turn off the hose because she's in the hot tub? I won't moan. She's still getting over COVID. So,
She's in the hot tub, is she?
yeah, she's in the hot tub. So, yeah, so that rounds up all the photos. Sure,
Yeah,
there. Oh,
there
hang
was
on.
a couple
There,
more. Let me
that one
show
there.
you. Have you?
Oh, I'm not. Is it on?
I might took over.
There you go.
That's not mine.
Is it? What?
No, that's not me.
Oh, that's
That's not
Dale's.
me.
Why is that still in there?
No, I don't know. Why
Um,
is that still in there?
I don't know. Sorry, Dale. No, I think that's reached them all. The ones that I maybe imported anyway.
Let me show you just a couple more then.
If I remove that,
Uh,
still screen.
I think I sent
I'll
them
let
to
you
you on
just show the things while I go
Facebook.
outside and turn the tap off. And
Okay, you go do your gardening duties. So let me show you. Share screen. I know it's great when the interviewee disappears. So there's some of my better coins, and that's how I keep them in these little coin holders. And then my favourite find are these two little beauties. And I found those in a charity shop. So yeah, that's definitely my favourite find. I can't show
oh
you
yeah,
those.
I did have those. I saved them, but I obviously didn't move them into the file to screen share. They are nice.
Yes. So I was just saying my favourite find was actually a charity shop find, which are
Ah,
those.
right. Now what?
Um,
They're not real, are they?
well,
Are they lighters?
no,
No.
no, I'll show you.
Do you run around the house like Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
No pork chop. I'm not even highlighting that comment.
See?
Hang on, let's put you big screen. Oh,
See?
wow. How much did you pay for them?
Well, I was the manager at the charity shop,
Ah, right. So you,
and we're not allowed to sell firearms.
oh,
This one's really, really heavy. The other one seems quite light.
yeah.
This one, you could kill us. Oh God, you
Catch your
could kill
finger in
us.
there and that would hurt.
Yeah, you could kill a small child with this one. It's really, really, really heavy.
So that isn't a particular one that's supposed to hand in then, no?
No,
No?
no, they're most probably costume or something, you know.
Yeah.
If they're donated to the charity, so I did put 20 quid in the till. I thought, tenner each. It's a
Yeah.
bargain, I just love them. I think, I would never try and see if they work because I wouldn't want to blow my hand off.
No.
But yeah, I like those.
All right, I'm just going to put the link in for the next show into the chat.
There you go. It's a black powdered gun over a certain age. Don't need firearm license.
Right. Yeah, so there's the link for the next show. Anything else did you want to show off, or is that it?
No, that's it, I think.
Did you enjoy it?
It was easy going, wasn't it?
It was, and I think it does make it easier when you've
painful.
When you've got stuff that's on show and you can talk through it. I think it does make it a lot easier. And I think maybe moving forward, that's what I might try and do, is get guests in advance to send over a shitload of photos, and we can have them on the screen. They can talk through it. They're comfortable rather than being prodded with
and
questions
grilled.
like, how old were you when you lost your virginity, or something like that sort of thing. But you don't have to answer that one.
Don't worry, I won't.
Sorry, Rob, I did try.
I'm still a virgin.
Still haven't answered my earlier question.
Oh, what was your earlier question? Please ask it again, Rob.
You have to type it back in again, Rob. And then we'll end up finishing up so people can head over. What's Roseanne's favourite flowers? Oh.
I like big red roses.
Just so you know what to expect thrown over the back gate.
Yeah.
He'll probably end up nicking them off somebody's grave, won't he? Bless him. Right. Well, that was actually quite a joyful interview. So thank you for putting yourself out of your comfort zone and actually answering and talking through stuff rather than grilling the people. I hope everybody that came in enjoyed it. And thank you for being my guinea pig. It's been a pleasure.
Your guinea pig. Yeah. You're very welcome. I was very nervous about it because I'm quite happy to chat and be the interviewer rather than being grilled. So I'm glad you didn't grill me. And hopefully everyone enjoyed seeing what little treasures I've found over the couple of years, which isn't really a couple of years. It's not very many hours detecting, but I love the hobby.
Rob said you were the hottest guest I've ever had.
Oh, thanks, Rob.
Stu said it was a mint. Philip said thanks. He's a man of few words, is Philip.
So
that's great. So right, we're going to head off now into the studio for the After 9 show, and we'll see you all there. Again, people, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to me, subscribe to Rosanne, and you will catch us normally doing an interview like this with a guest every other Saturday. And then what we do is we head over to an after show one where we just have general chit chat and pub chat and stuff like that. So again, thanks for everyone for watching. Hit the thumb up on the way out. It does count. It really does. We'll see you in the After 9 lounge. See you later.
Bye.